ourselves sitting together because we know each other and at that level. So how do we make it that when you go to another club, you are still as comfortable and feel at home? Because I know it is very painful for you to go to a club and feel, So how do we see that, the synergy is universal? Like you go to an MTN shop in South Africa and you say, this is MTN. You go to Uganda, you say, this is Uganda. So you go to Nakao and say, this is Rotaract. You go to Nakao and say, this is Rotaract. That is
the after fellowships. I must say I've had the chance to attend a couple of them from let me say different clubs. But there is an attachment, just like we just talked about fun and fellowship. I must say different clubs take after fellowships different. Just like I've been to some clubs which do not have after fellowships. But there's a synergy, let me say, some people have about after fellowships that I would quote as, let me say, drinking and dancing the night away, which may not be the case in some places, because I've been to other clubs where after fellowship is maybe sharing one-to-one with another person that I don't have aired out if it was ordinary fellowship like this. I happen to have attended one after fellowship in a club towards the table where the Rotarian actually left the topic he had been given as a guest speaker and started not commenting but criticizing after fellowship, saying people are losing them the meaning.
Thank you very much. Very, very interesting questions. How do we keep fellowships still interesting? One, the most important bit, as I say, is through consultations. Right? You'll find that you have to segment these fellowships so that someone who came today and phone, it's an informal fellowship. They do not expect an informal fellowship next time, right? So what we do, I'll speak on behalf of my club for everything. I'll give you examples of my club. We have 4 Fridays in a month. We must have a Rotary talk in a month. We must have a professional talk from someone outside Rotary. We must have a member talking about what they do, and also an informal fellowship. Yes. So for us, that is how we wrote a debate today. If we did an informal fellowship today, it gets so exciting, and then people want that next time, then we're going to lose the point. So that's how we tried to segment that. That's how we do it. Yes. But in so doing so, we make sure that amongst all the 4 segments, we get people who are interested, who will keep you coming over and over again. Yes. That's the only way we can do it. Now, you talked about twinning. I'm sorry I didn't go in details to tell you principles of how you're supposed to conduct yourselves as twins. Where we say that you give an account of one another, we do not expect both of you to visit Chambogo on Thursday. Because it's not only Chambogo that meets on Thursday. Yes, they're different clubs that meet on Thursday. Why we do that? We want presence of the club divided and represented. Yes. We want you to represent independently so that when we tell you give an account of Joe, I don't start saying that we went with Joe on Monday to Makindye, things like that. I want you to say, Joe went to Makindye, I went to Kampala South. On Tuesday, I went to Sese, I went to Kampala City, something like that. We are high advocates of the poetess. After fellowship, you said that the Rotarian started criticizing. Yes. It's the biggest problem, the biggest challenge I've found is people want to take Rotary as work. Seriously. People take Rotary as work. Yet, it's something that is going to It's something that is going to put you back in the mood after a very stressful day. Yes? I want to mix with people who I do not work within the same environment, but they're going to revive the energy I had in the morning before the stress came. So, criticizing people doesn't help. So if the Rotarian came and criticized me, how is that going to build? You understand? I want you to tell me that, you know what, you guys, I can see you're doing ABC, but in my view, I think that is not going to help us so much. I would rather appreciate if we tackled it in this way. Yes? And then show me how I'm going to benefit when I took it through that. Not simply coming to criticize me. It's really unfortunate. But there are no formulas for after fellowship. Okay. After fellowship, I mean, it's about the club. People have to listen a bit. In my club, why we cannot have formulas for after fellowship? In my club, you cannot be inducted in the club unless we know the other side of you. And how do we do that? We can only know it through after fellowship. We'll let you loosen a bit, so that we know, is this the kind of person we would like to have in the club? Yes. If the person gets drunk, they like fighting. So that we get rid of such behaviors beforehand. After fellowships help you to understand the inner side of an individual. So I won't say that there are formulas for after fellowship. Yes. If you find me like, you know, I have really gotten out of my way, but before that, I saved 20 needy people, and I'm losing it here now. What's wrong with that? Again, I think the only thing is, as Rotary actors, as Rotary, we are looked as the elites and opinion leaders in our community. So we should, in whatever we do, we should individual the club service, vice president, and the president have to be very active on this. One, you must create a leader in the birthday groups. You formulate them, then choose a leader from the birthday groups. And we want to give it to them. You'll be shocked when you're dealing with elders and you leave them what to do. Yes? Because they're old people, they're old enough. Simply guide them on what you expect from them, and they will deliver. The competition comes in. We are going to create ours, though we thought we needed it, but it wasn't. As we are running now, I think we don't need it. The competition is within. People will come and say, we are the best birthday group this month. Yes? And we need an award. We need a present because we have represented the club. We have attended. We have 70% presentation in makeups. We have 70% presentation in projects. So we need to be the best birthday group. But now what we're still discussing on is, do we get the monthly collection in Sergeant at House and give a present to the best birthday group? Something like that. It can make them start fighting within themselves. You can create a simple incentive that is going to see them compete amongst themselves. Thank you very much.
Maybe before I go ahead to say something about what I've been asked to say, I want to introduce to you that I'm one of the charter members of this club. and also a past president of this club. Before I joined the mother club, the average age in the mother club was 58. And yeah, I am a president. I've not yet hit 40, but I think I'll be about to do that. But you can see the age difference between the Rotary Club of Kyambogo and the Rotary Club of Kyambogo. Actually, Rotary Club of Kyambogo is one of the first clubs in Uganda, who were here when Rotary was still a brand limited by few professionals and rich men. All that said, most Rotaractors from this club tend to fear a lot. These guys in the Rotary Club of Kyambogo, these guys are very old, they are very conservative, they are very what? President, you can change this if you open up to them. I want to give my own experience because for me, I first started as an interactor. That was in Junior College, way back. Then when I came to Kyambogo to do my diploma, we started the Rotary Club of Kyambogo. Actually, I'm also a charter member of this club. From there, wanted to break through to professionals who could help us in building our careers. And actually, Rotary did a lot in this because there were members who had classifications of my profession I was attending to. So we tried to build that bridge between the Rotary Club and the mother club. You see, as a mother club, it is very difficult to know what you should do for your Rotary Club so that you are close to it. But as a Rotary Club, it's very easy to express your needs to the mother club. So, President, those expectations, some of the expectations I know they are silent in you, they can't come up to us. But unless you open up to us, we could guide you on some of them. But I'm going to talk about a few. First, as a mother club, we expect you to attend all Rotary organized fora, like we have the district conferences, we have country Rotary trainings. Actually, most of you tend to think that Rotary trainings are only for Rotarians. A few Rotaractors attend from other clubs, but Kyambogo, we have cut this. I don't know why. We used to attend these trainings with another club. Sometimes there is a fee, and if you are within our club and you express you can't afford this fee, some of us can be able to volunteer and say, let's go and see how these trainings are being carried out. We expect you to recognize us as your mother club. And President, you have done that very well. We expect you to work with us in organized activities. For example, we had a cancer run, such activities. Some of our Rotarians pay for these activities, but they cannot participate. So, instead of that, we would expect Rotaractors to pick up these positions and represent us in those forums. For example, in those runs, most of my Rotarians cannot run. They cannot even walk. So, we expect you to come and step in so that Kyambogo, Rotary Club of Kyambogo is seen not as Kyambogo Rotary, but as the son of Kyambogo, as the daughter of Kyambogo. Rotaract and Rotary is a voluntary organization. You volunteer to participate. So, President, we expect you not to stress members. At the same time, we expect you to have these members adhere to the principles and the structures put in place by Rotary. The do's and don'ts discourage creativity in communities. If there are so many do's and don'ts, you are not creative always. So we expect you to be not stressed, but to volunteer and do something which will bring up your club. Actually, of recent, we are very happy with this club because it's one of, when you visit this club, you know that your club is visiting, your club is participating in other club forums. I think you keep up with this. It has made you more shining than a few years ago. We expect your club and the board to receive the DG during his or her visit to the club. Actually, when the district governor visits, he normally visits both the Rotary Club and the Rotary Club. we are expecting her to visit us on 11th of January next year. So you can put that there aside so that all members can come and see what the governor has to say to you. So, Club President, this is one of our expectations. Actually, it's not just an expectation. We need to ask you in advance. And I was preparing to come and talk to you about this, but it's good that you gave me this chance. We respect presidents of Rotaract clubs. Actually, when I was the president here, the president in another club used to respect me a lot. All the decisions I make, I just inform him, and he respects that. And also, we as another club, we respect you as president with all the decisions you make in good faith of the club. What do I mean by good faith? One day you can come up and say, you are no longer another club. That's the decision made out of bad faith. So that one you cannot respect it. You have to stand up and defend ourselves and say no. So those are some of the expectations we expect you as our Rotaract club. And what are the relationships which you expect between a Rotary and Rotaract relationship? Mentorship. Club President, I expect you to use all my members. Actually, we recruit members in Rotary as professionals or as business persons. Please use these classifications to build up your younger Rotaractors so that they can come up and appreciate some of these professions in Rotary or free services in Rotary. Actually, we get a lot of information in Rotary which is given free and not paid for. We expect you to do projects, and when you do projects, please involve us, because one of your speakers one time was saying that we are supposed to fund part of this project, but we never receive any budgets from you that we are planning a project A, B, C, D. Actually, formerly, there were a little bit conservative presidents who used to think that when you fund a Rotaract project, you are overspending. But for me, I think otherwise. If you have any project you are expecting to do, and you have a budget, please let us know. We can even just organize a one-day auction, and you may find that you meet a big percentage of this project. So when you do projects, let us know. Use your mother club members. Actually, I've already talked about this, but use your mother club members to mentor your Rotaractors into good professions. And also try to build your club on the principles of Rotary. Prepare these Rotaractors to become Rotarians. When we sponsor Rotaractors and they later on don't become Rotarians, we feel we have lost a service. And actually, when you decide to become Rotarians, choose another club. If you are within the vicinity, if you can't, please join any other Rotary club, because I mean, that's what Rotary is all about: to build careers and professions to serve humanity. Club President, I do not want to dwell a lot on this, so that if there are questions, I can be able to answer and open up more where I have not been very clear. Thank you, Club President.
President Andrew, for that elaborate talk. Mine is more an addition to the talk that you've just given us. I think for us to have that synergy between sponsoring club and the Rotaract club to have, to have a stronger bond, is you need to involve them not only coming to present or visiting fellowships, visiting each other's fellowships, but we need to know one-on-one. We need to know each other one-on-one. I need to, as a Rotaractor maybe in Chambogo, I need to know Andrew, the president, on a level that I can know you. Probably you can have a discussion about any other thing besides Rotary, for the good intentions, of course. You can do this through home hospitalities, because I hardly now see Rotary clubs inviting their Rotary clubs for their hospitalities. For them, what they'll think is, let me invite the Rotarians and other people, my friends and all, but you don't invite your Rotary clubs for home hospitalities. You don't even bring your family members to join your clubs, your Rotaract clubs. So if your family members are not even part of the Rotaract clubs, how are you able to convince someone to come and join your club? So you need to extend the hand, while also even us Rotaractors extend that hand, so that we have a stronger bond. Two, this is a tactic that I would want to give you. I know Ronald, now that you got Ronald under Chambogo, he has a huge impact on Rotaractors of Chambogo, and that is a good strategy, because one way of getting Rotaractors to join your mother club is you get a person who is a good mobilizer and who had influence in the Rotaract club, and make him join that Rotary club, and you're sure that he will do the mentoring for them to look at that club. But two, you need to involve them in the inner structures of your club. If you want, if you say, like you said, the DG is going to visit your Rotary club, but he's visiting both Rotary Chambogo and Rotaract Chambogo. So why can't the Rotaract club come and join that board or the or whatever committee that is preparing for the DG's visit, so that while you're making your presentations, it should be in tandem with the Rotaract presentations to the DG, and you know, this makes the Rotaractors feel that they're already part of that family. So when it comes to the decision of the Rotaractor choosing which Rotary club, he already knows that I can't choose any other club, because after this bonding that I've had with our mother club, I think it would be unfair for me to go to another club than joining the Rotary club of Jambo. So you need to involve, not only invite them to come and sit and wait and listen to the DG, and the DG sees them present, but to be involved in the preparations as well, and you work in tandem with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President. President Manuel, thank you so much for your presentation. But much as Mother Club has expectations from us, sometimes I believe the expectations are huge. We are always expected to visit our Mother Club, but you find out that time and again, it's about one or two Rotarians from Mother Club who visit.
But